Wow, that
Thank
was
you.
just so inspiring, Lee.
Thanks, Justin.
Sure. I'm still like getting over seeing Lee in the context of doing events and then seeing you on that mountain and everything else. And what I particularly love is I think you actually, I think you have officially justified why people hire speakers. Like actually someone saw a speaker and went,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool, I want to do that. And did it. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
And so let's talk about this climbing of Everest and that key message of yours about purpose, right? So when the purpose is bigger, how do you figure out your purpose? What's your purpose?
That's such a brilliant question. In terms of the purpose, you've got to ask why you're doing this stuff. Why? What is your why? What is your why? And for me, with Everest, I always say it's my biggest challenge and my greatest gift, because it really showed me is that nothing is impossible. Absolutely nothing's impossible in this life. And the children had signed that flag. I had committed to doing something with the money raised. South Africans were supporting. There were so many reasons to get to the top of the world, and there were more reasons to get back down, because that's when I thought, I'm freezing cold, I'm hallucinating, my body was completely out of control. And what was so great, Justin, is that summiting on the 19th of May was part of the goal. On the 5th of December 2015, we opened the doors to the Field of Dreams Children's Centre. And all those children, thank you. And all those children benefit from the centre. And this year in April, I completed something known as the toughest foot race in the world. I ran this crazy race in the Sahara Desert. And
250 kilometers.
yeah. And why did I do that crazy thing? Yes, it was a personal adventure and goal, but we raised money again. And what we're doing is we're building a children's clinic for these children.
Wow.
And so the journey continues, you know.
Do you? This is going to be a tough question, but if you weren't doing it for the children, if it was just, a jolly for you, not that it's a jolly, I mean, wow, but I mean a jolly in the sense of, I got to the top of the highest mountain in the world. Do you think that would have changed the way you did it, your ability to do it?
I always start with the end in mind. Failure for me, I always make a promise to myself, Justin, when doing either an Ironman or the race, is that unless there's something completely beyond my control, that failure or finishing would not be an option. Does that make sense to you? And what I mean by that is, for example, if an avalanche took me out, or if I broke my leg, or there was something physically that would prevent me from crossing that finish line, that the end would 100%. I need to go. It's a promise I made to myself. Unless there's something that's beyond my control that takes me out,
Right.
I've got to do it, and I will do it.
Right.
I commit to the finish.
And what you really had is a very compelling why. It was Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust
Yeah,
survivor, said,
yeah.
"He has a why to live, can be almost anyhow.
That's it.
You'll do whatever you need to." And this,
Yeah.
this is a very important organizational message, isn't it? Because organizations are pretty good at figuring out what we need to do and how we need to do it and when we need to do it by. But if you don't have that sense of, hold on, actually, why are we doing this?
Exactly.
It can feel kind of unimportant. Are you really going to put in the same? I gotta say, I'm still intrigued. I've heard Lewis and I've gone, wow, that's pretty cool and that might be nice, but I was never driven to actually do it. Is this the power of a story to actually move you to actually? Prior to that, had you never done anything like this?
No, never, and I will never do another mountain again.
Okay,
For sure.
really?
Never.
Really? So it's not
No,
something
no,
that, but then the ultra marathons, there's a whole bunch of other things. Did that spur on all of that as well?
I think, when you're doing an endurance event, you've got to know you're in for the long haul. It's going to be a long ride, and I think the word endurance always signifies or symbolizes time. There's a lot of time for the event, but a lot of time goes into it in preparation for the event. In terms of Everest, novice climber, Kilimanjaro, 4 days up, 2 days down. Everest is a different animal, completely. 2 months on that mountain with a group of strangers, only women, 80 men. And the one thing that I believe by my talk is powerful, and it's been very, very warmly received. I was very fortunate last month in Women's Month to do 10 talks all over South Africa, is that there are a lot of stories within Everest, personal tragedies, people on the mountain, a group of strangers in a very inhospitable environment. Everyone's on that mountain for a different reason, and everyone's got their own Everest to climb. I really believe it. It was just so much more than standing on top of the world.